Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal and welcome to my channel. If you guys are not already subscribed, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. So for those of you who are not new to my channel, then you know what type of content that I post on my channel, and it mainly consists of me being a paralegal as well as just weekly vlogs, just lifestyle type of content. So for those of you that do know, I do have a degree in criminology and criminal justice, and I've also worked on a serial killer's case called the Golden State Killer here in California at the district attorney's office. Some of you may know that crime and true crime is nothing new to me. So I thought, why not come on my channel and add a new series that I am actually extremely passionate about, which is true crime. So with that being said, as you guys can see by the title, today's video is going to be about the unsolved case of Celina Janette Mays. No one really knows what happened to Celina, nor who was responsible for her disappearance. So if you'd like to hear her story, then please continue watching. I just want to let you guys know, if you see my eyes briefly looking to the right, it's because I'm looking at my computer because I've taken down notes, as this story has a lot of intricate details and information that I don't want to forget as I tell you guys. So here's the story of Celina Janette Mays. Celina was born on May 28th, 1984 in Miami, Florida, to her parents, mother Lynn Vitale and father CJ Mays. They met in Miami in 1981. Her father was working as a musician, and her mother was an exotic dancer. Her father explained their romance as love at first sight. Though CJ felt their relationship was love at first sight, they had a tumultuous relationship, to say the least. He also stated that their relationship was toxic in many ways, involving drugs, alcohol, and domestic abuse. 3 years after the couple met, had Celina Janette Mays. When Celina was only 2 years old, their family relocated from Miami, Florida to Palmyra, New Jersey, with the hopes of getting a new fresh start for their family. Unfortunately, their relationship continued to be as toxic as it was before, causing them to separate in 1989, only 5 years after Celina was born. After their separation, Lynn eventually became sober and was able to hold down a stable job. After their separation, Celina lived primarily with her mother. CJ had also gotten sober and cleaned up his life as well. He relocated to Willingboro, New Jersey, which wasn't too far from where Celina and her mother lived. CJ moved in with his sister named Rita. She was the pastor of a church called the Gospel of Christ Ministries. CJ not only joined the church as a member, but he also became an accountant for the church. Unfortunately, this caused major conflict between Lynn and CJ because Lynn did not like the church. She in fact called it, quote unquote, a cult, therefore keeping her daughter away from CJ. Regardless of the numerous occasions that CJ has stated he tried to see his daughter Celina. In 1994, when Celina was just 10 years old, her mother unfortunately suddenly passed away from a brain aneurysm. Following her mother's death, Celina lived with friends and family on her mother's side. This lasted about 3 weeks as they started to begin the legal process to adopt Celina. But once CJ discovered that Lynn had passed away, he began looking for Celina as they had become estranged over the years. Once CJ was able to locate Celina, he then also began to start the process of gaining sole custody of Celina. This was tough for him because Lynn's family brought up CJ's past, consisting of harsh drug addiction and alcohol abuse. He stated that he turned a new leaf and had even gotten married. He also stated that he believed the main reason why Lynn's family did not want CJ to have sole custody of Celina was because of the fact that CJ was Black and Lynn's family were white. The courts eventually sided with CJ, giving him full custody of Celina. Once CJ was granted full custody of Celina, life for Celina had drastically changed once her father gained sole custody of her. Celina went from going to a public school to now being homeschooled by the church. Celina spent most of her time either at church or at home. Now also having strict rules to abide by given by her dad and the church, she wasn't allowed to watch some of her favorite TV shows anymore. Her father stated that this was because he wanted her to become a lady. CJ also stated that he wanted her to become a woman of God. Celina now lived in a communal home in a community consisting of other members of the church. The home she lived in now consisted of her father, her stepmother, her half younger sibling, her Aunt Sarita, whom you may hear me call Rita because that was their nickname for her, Aunt Rita's husband, and their son as well. Celina's aunt on her maternal side stated that she hadn't seen Celina and only spoken to her 3 times within the 2-year time frame that she had been living with her father. Shortly after moving in with her father, stepmother, aunt, uncle, half sister, and cousin, in March of 1996, Celina found out that she was pregnant. When Celina found out she was pregnant, she was only 11 years old. When her father found out, he stated that he was hurt and very disappointed in her. When CJ proceeded to ask Celina who the father of the child was, Celina seemingly clammed up and was nervous, more so as if she was scared to tell her father who the father of her child was. No matter how many times CJ asked, her father stated that she refused to tell anyone who the father was. CJ told Celina that he could get a paternity test to find out who the father of her child was. He then stated that Celina grew to be very, very angry with him. Despite being only 11 years old, Celina was responsible and went to all of her doctor's appointments, her checkups, and she also took her prenatal vitamins as her pregnancy continued to progress. Some people noted that the odd thing about Celina's pregnancy was that even though Celina started to prepare her body to have a child, Celina's family in no way was helping. They refused to buy Celina paternity clothes, so she had to continue wearing the small clothes that no longer fit her growing belly, nor did her family purchase anything to prepare for the baby's arrival, such as a crib, maybe a cart seat, blankets, clothing, things of that nature. Celina's obstetrician, whom she saw 2 days before Celina's disappearance, told officials that she talked briefly about her child's father, but she never identified who the baby's father's name was. The obstetrician described Celina as being an emotionally mature girl, despite now being 12 years old, 2 weeks short of her due date. I'm sure in this case, it's really hard to imagine how an 11-year-old girl living with her family under such strict rules, being homeschooled, and being a faithful member of a church could even become a parent at such a young age, which at this point is what a lot of people in the church community and friends of the family were thinking as well. Sundays, Celina would normally attend Sunday service with her family as she always did. But on December 15th, 1996, for some unknown reason, the services at her church were canceled this day. Instead, the family decided to spend the day together at home. Later on that evening, Celina and her family decided to have a Sunday night dinner in their home. After dinner, Celina's father stated that she headed upstairs to bed, after kissing him goodnight as she does every night before she goes to sleep. Something really interesting, and I thought it was worth noting, is that Celina's family, when questioned by the authorities, stated that before Celina went to bed that night, she turned to her family and said, and I quote, "Thanks for everything." They said she went to her room and it was the last time that anyone had ever seen Celina again. The following morning, on December 16th, 1996, Celina's younger 4-year-old half-sister later recalled to authorities that this is how she remembered that morning going. She stated that she remembered her mom telling her to go upstairs and wake Celina up to eat breakfast. Celina's little sister stated that she ran up the stairs and shouted, "Celina, time to come down for breakfast." Then she ran back down the stairs. After a moment, once her younger sister and her stepmother realized that Celina hadn't come down for breakfast yet, her stepmother then directed her younger sister to go back upstairs and tell Celina again, "It's time to come down for breakfast." So her younger sister did as such. She went back upstairs and entered the room for a second time. We're not really sure if the first time she went upstairs, she fully entered the room, but we do know the second time she went upstairs to get to Celina, she did fully enter the bedroom. Once she entered the bedroom, she made the walk over to Celina's bed, told her, "Celina, it's time to get up for breakfast," and pulled the covers back. Once the covers were pulled back, her younger sister noticed that there were pillows underneath the cover instead of Celina herself. After discovering this, her younger sister ran back down the stairs and told her stepmother that Celina wasn't there and all she found were pillows stuffed underneath the blankets. Selena's stepmother then proceeded to call CJ, who had been in Mount Holly at the church that morning. She asked if Celina was with him, and he told her, "No, Selena's not with me. She should be at home." There was no sign of Celina anywhere. And when they did go up to check her room, they noticed that Celina left her prenatal vitamins behind, which obviously pregnant women need. She left her purse behind, and she also left personal belongings that, if she were leaving, Celina would more than likely take along with her. Once everyone in the family is aware that Celina is nowhere to be found, her father surprisingly waited over 24 hours to report Celina missing. So the following day, on December 17th, 1996, is when CJ went into the local police department and reported Celina missing. But when he did this, he failed to realize that Celina was almost 9 months pregnant, 2 weeks away shy of her due date. Once the investigation began, a lot of deep secrets rose to the surface. So now, going back to the night that everyone saw Celina last, which was on December 15th, everyone in the family stated that no one had seen Celina after 11 p.m. that night. So now it had already been over 24 hours since anyone had last seen Celina. Being that there were pillows underneath Celina's blankets, the cops believed that she had planned this and that it was your typical runaway. But also, they stated this under the guise of not knowing that Celina was almost 9 months pregnant. The police decided to wait until after the holidays to see if Celina would turn up. So here we are now after the holidays. A few sources quote a few different dates, so we're just going to go with after the holidays. Being that this was on December 17th, they probably considered the holidays being Christmas or even New Year's. I'm not sure about that. But what I did find was that after the holidays, the police officially started to begin a search to look for Celina Mays. Once they were finally notified and found out that Celina was pregnant, of course, once they started investigating, there was a sense of urgency. They started with searching surrounding areas and hospitals as well. Her father, CJ, has always maintained that Celina did not leave her home that cold December night because of problems with her religion or with the church. He believed that she had run away due to Celina being afraid, not wanting her father to find out who the child's father was. When Celina's mother's side of the family got word and found out that Celina turned up missing, they immediately suspected that CJ and his family had something to do with it. So I'm sure that Celina's maternal side of the family had their reasons for believing that CJ and or his family played a role in Celina's disappearance. But now speaking about the church that her Aunt Rita was a pastor at, this church again was called the Gospel of Christ Ministries. So later on, it was found out that this church had numerous complaints about former members in the late 1990s. These former members claimed that the church was utilizing brainwashing techniques on its congregation. It is unknown if these allegations were in any way connected to Celina's case, but Sarita, Aunt Rita, which is the pastor of the church, had accused disgruntled ex-members of the church for taking Celina and hiding her body. This in no way is a fact or has been proven to be a fact, but these are some things that old members of the church started to say around town. So once Celina's father was once again interrogated about the disappearance of Celina, his story never changed. He stated that he believed his daughter, her disappearance, mainly because he threatened to have paternity tests done on her to try to eventually learn the identity of who her unborn child's father was. Officials said that CJ was uncooperative during his questioning in regards to Celina's disappearance. So, interesting enough, another theory that was stated by Celina's paternal side of the family was that she could have ran away and then passed away from an immature abortion. So some news sources also during that time decided to state if the child's father is ever identified or revealed, he could possibly be charged with due to Celina's age at the time she became pregnant. If it was true that Celina stated that the father of her child was 16 years old and Celina was 11 years old at that time, then he could possibly go to jail for statutory against the statute, which is illegal to have sex as a minor, regardless of the state that you live in. So unfortunately, Celina's father refused to let the authorities to search Celina's home, and her Aunt Rita refused to let authorities search the church as well. Authorities thought this was quite odd because families who have a loved one, a child, a minor, let alone a pregnant minor missing, would normally be calling them multiple times a day, asking them for updates, asking them what more is it that the family can do to try to help locate Celina. So when Celina's family weren't doing this, authorities started to suspect that something else had happened to Celina. CJ has since denied he did not let the authorities search the family home and said that the police were actually just biased against him, his family, and the church. Once the police tried to then get a search warrant to search the family home, it was unfortunately denied by a judge. So, this is really more so when the police started to think that the family were hiding Celina because they didn't want anyone else to find out who the father of Selena's child really was. So, between the accusations of the disgruntled members of the church having a strict father and an aunt who allegedly was a pastor of a cult like church, many people began to believe that the family had more to do with Selena's disappearance than they were actually leading on. Selena's aunt, Rita, later explained Celina to a member of the church being a girl who slept around and ran away when she got pregnant. So, to these numerous statements that people were making in the community and in Selena's family, the authorities decided to issue a statement announcing that they have no information concerning Selena's whereabouts, concerning Selena's child's father, and they also stated that statements made by others were purely speculation at this point, and there were no truth to any of them. Selena's baby would have ultimately been due on December 29th, 1996, like I said earlier, 2 weeks after her disappearance. So, continuing just to speak on speculations because there really aren't any more hard, concrete sources or evidence about where Celina could have went. But another speculation was from Selena's aunt, which was Aunt Rita. She believed that the father of Selena's baby was an individual that Celina met while out roller skating in Camden County, New Jersey. But nothing ever came of this claim as well. I don't even think anybody's sure where she got this from, but I'm assuming Celina did go to this rolling skating rink often. So there was that on that speculation. But it's really unfortunate because both sides of Selena's family have accused the other side of hiding Celina. And several of Selena's maternal relatives, so on her mother's side of the family, definitely believe that foul play was involved in her case. They do not believe that Celina just went to bed, tucked some pillows underneath her blankets, and said goodnight to her family and ran away in the middle of the night. Like her mother's side of the family do not believe this whatsoever. They think that someone on her father's side of the family has taken her or hidden her somewhere. Since Selena's disappearance on December 15th, 1996, there have been numerous unconfirmed sightings of Celina. In the weeks immediately after her disappearance, she was supposedly seen in Lacey Township and Hopewell Township in New Jersey, but again, these sightings of Celina were never confirmed. Another thing to note is that when Celina's mother passed away, she had a huge life insurance policy that she left for Celina. Being about 39 years old and that you have to be over 18 to collect this life insurance policy that her mother left for her, Celina could now go and collect this policy. Another last kind of like theory that I just wanted to touch on because I think of any of the theories that this is probably the most important prevalent. But again, this is just my opinion. But the last theory is that in 1998, so a couple of years after Celina went missing, her cousin, whose name is Sean, which is the son of Pastor Rita and her husband, who, if you guys remember earlier in the story, lived in the home with Celina when her father first got custody of her. He was arrested and charged with the rape of two teenage girls being ages 13 and 16 years old. It was found out that these girls were also members of the church as well. And Sean was arrested for the rape of these two teenage girls that were also members of the church. Authorities, of course, went ahead and asked him, do you know about Celina? Did you do something to her? Were you the father of her child? Asking him questions about his cousin Celina. He denied ever having sex with Celina and getting her pregnant, but he did admit that he got a young girl at the church pregnant, but it wasn't Celina. So take what you want with that. That statement is really iffy to me. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that part down in the comments. But it was also stated that shortly after Sean got arrested, one of Celina's good friends at the church later went and told authorities that Celina confided in her and said that Celina actually told her that Sean was the father of her child and that he had sex with her. And she also stated that Celina told her father that Sean was the father of her child. So CJ basically saying that never knew the father of Celina's unborn child could have possibly been a lie because Celina's friend at her church is stating otherwise. She's stating that Celina told her, hey, I told my father, that it was Sean. So again, conflicting statements, never confirmed. Honestly, still speculation. Unfortunately, this was probably the biggest lead, if anything, that authorities had. But again, there was no concrete evidence to nail Sean. There was really nothing. Since then, Selena's cousin has fathered 7 children by 4 different women. So there's that. So that's all that's pretty much known about the speculation of Selena's cousin fathering her child. After this, the leads began to dry up, and Selena's case unfortunately went cold. So the mystery about what happened to Celina still remains literally to this day. And unfortunately, her father, her aunt, and her cousin Sean have all passed away. Being the 3 people who probably know the most about what happened to Celina, it's unfortunate that they're gone because they probably hold the most amount of information in regards to her disappearance. So any information they had has gone and passed away with them. Investigators are calling Celina's case a missing persons case and not a homicide case because, again, there is no evidence that Celina has been unalived. They simply just call her a disappearance and a missing persons case. So despite like the many theories that I've discussed today, and I'm sure there's more theories out there that I didn't discuss today, there's really no way to say exactly what happened to Celina. But there's always a possibility that Celina's out there and she could still be alive, as well as her unborn child. There's also people still out there looking for Celina to this day. On the screen, I am going to show an age progression photo of Celina at the age of 33, which was created in 2017 because that is the year that Celina turned 33 years old. This image was created by NECMEC, which is known as the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. There have been many throughout the years, but I'm just going to put a couple on the screen so that you guys can take a look at them. Also, down below in the description section of this video, I have listed the Willingboro Police Department's phone number if any of you seeing this video have any information regarding Celina's whereabouts. In addition, I also have a list of other source information if you want to find other details or newspaper clippings or articles from back in that time when Celina did disappear, if you guys wanted to further look into her disappearance. So I'd actually love to know what you guys think happened to Celina. Please comment down below what you guys think happened, how you guys think the investigation probably played a huge role in her disappearance as well, especially being that her father didn't report her missing until 24 hours later. And when he did, he failed to mention that she was pregnant, which was obviously a huge thing as well, being that, she left her purse, her prenatal vitamins, everything that she needed, if she were to just walk away on her own. So there's lots of theories out there, so we can keep the conversation going in the comments. Please don't forget to leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think could have possibly happened to young Celina. So that is the case and the unfortunate disappearance of young Celina Janette Mays. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of style of video. I definitely will be doing more true crime videos on my channel. So if you guys like the information in this video and if you guys want me to continue to do true crime videos, then please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate the love and support, and I will see you guys next week on Wednesday with another true crime video. Stay safe out there.